Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Gingersnaps, the perfect holiday cookie. So we're going to start by pre-measuring all of our ingredients because it makes it a lot easier when it comes time for mixing the dough together. So we're going to start with 2 cups of flour. So I have 2 cups of flour. I'm just going to dump it in that bowl there. Next, we're going to do 1 cup of sugar. So 1 cup of sugar in that bowl. Then we're going to measure all of our spices, and we're going to put them all together in one bowl because they're going to end up being mixed together in the end. So we have 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. So we have, and the ginger is the most important part because they are Gingersnaps. Alright, so there's our tablespoon of ground ginger. We also have a teaspoon of cinnamon. So there's our teaspoon of cinnamon. So there they are together. We also need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So we have 1 teaspoon and 2 teaspoons. Next, we need shortening. So, a lot of people don't like to use shortening in their baked goods. And you can substitute in this recipe using butter, but you need to use 25% more. So this recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of shortening. So you'll need to use just a little over a cup of butter if you choose to use butter. And your cookies will have a slightly different texture and they'll taste slightly different, but other than that it won't make a big difference. But today I'm going to use shortening because that is what the recipe traditionally calls for. So I'm just going to measure that out. Make sure if you do use shortening that you put it into the measuring cup and eliminate all of the air bubbles, so that you actually get 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so I've got all the air bubbles out of the shortening. So the next thing we need is 1 egg. So I'm just going to crack it. You always want to crack your egg on a flat surface so that it doesn't break the yolk. And we also need some salt, 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, which I'm also just going to add to my spices. So here I have 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt measured, and the last thing that we need is 1/4 of a cup of molasses. And the molasses is really important because it's what makes the cookie have that dark brown color. So I'm just going to carefully pour 1/4 of a cup of molasses, and I'm just going to keep it in the measuring cup because molasses is really sticky. So the less you have to work with it, the better it will be for you. Alright, so the first step is to take your shortening. You're going to put it in your mixing bowl and you're going to cream it. You'd also do this with butter if you chose to use butter. You're going to cream it until it's smooth. So I just put it in there. You're going to want to use a hand mixer for this. Okay, next, once that's all creamed and smooth, you're going to add your sugar to the mixture and cream those together. Once you have your shortening and your sugar creamed together, you're going to add your egg and your molasses. Just go ahead and pour that in. And make sure to use a spatula to get all of the molasses out of the measuring cup. And then you're going to combine those using the electric mixer as well. So, once you've finished creaming it together, your mixture should look like this. So it should be really like a light brown and really creamy looking. So now here is the fun part. So you're going to clean off your electric beater. Make sure you get all of that dough into your mixture, because you want to make as many cookies as you can. Alright, so once you've finished creaming all of those ingredients together, now you're going to add your dry ingredients. So it's really important that you mix this by hand. So you're not going to want to use a stand mixer or your hand electric blender or anything. All you're going to need is a wooden spoon. So you're going to mix this part by hand. So what I like to do is I like to combine all of my dry ingredients together. So I have my flour in this bowl, all my spices and my salt in here. I'm just going to combine them together, and the baking soda. I'm just going to use my spoon to kind of mix them. This helps all the ginger and the cinnamon kind of get more evenly mixed throughout the cookie, so you don't end up with one cookie that has a lot of cinnamon and one cookie that has a lot of ginger. So once those are kind of evenly mixed, just pour it into your bowl with the rest of your ingredients and mix it together. Alright, so my dough is all mixed together, and now it looks like this. So it looks really crumbly right now, but don't worry about it too much because you're going to form it into balls before you put it on the sheet trays anyways. Now we're on to the baking stage for our cookies. So your oven should be preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a sheet tray and a bowl with sugar to roll your cookies in before you put them on the tray. So you're just going to get a little bit of dough. Make sure you wash your hands before this. And you're just going to roll it into a ball. So you're going to make them into balls about this big. So you're going to take that and you're just going to roll it in the sugar until it's coated, and then you're just going to put it on your tray. And make sure that you leave your tray ungreased, because the grease will mess up your cookies. They won't spread as well if you grease it. So you're just going to do that until your tray is full. Okay, once your tray is full, I'm going to put this last cookie on, and then we're going to put them in the oven, and they're going to bake for 8 to 11 minutes. So we're going to stick these in the oven. And let them bake for 8 to 11 minutes. Now our cookies are done baking, so we're going to take them out of the oven and let them cool. So you're going to want to let them cool on the tray for a few minutes before you take them off, because they're still going to be really soft. So after your cookies have cooled on the pan for a little while, you're just going to put them right on the counter to finish cooling. So you're going to let them cool on the counter until they're completely cooled down, and then you can enjoy your cookies. So here's our final finished product, these beautiful Gingersnaps. So if you want to cook along with this video, I've put the recipe in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Bye!